Rocky, congratulations on your new deal.
Cheers.
Thoroughly deserved.
Thank you.
How excited are you to extend your stay?
Yeah, really excited. It's obviously no secret that I'm a Birmingham City fan, and it's a club that's very fond, very close to my heart, and obviously really proud, really privileged to be playing a part in the huge ambition that we've got. Yeah, and really proud to be extending my stay.
Good. And then being a Blues fan, has it been everything you expected so far?
Everything and more, I think. I think last season, obviously, we went way above and beyond what anyone expected. We obviously had ambitions and we expected to do certain things, but what we actually went on to achieve, I think, is something special and something that we'll all remember for a very, very long time. And yeah, long may it continue, and hopefully we can have some more memories going forward.
Mm-hmm. I think, obviously, you know, people talk a lot about kind of the money that was outlaid and everything else and all that, but I think, you know, the massive part that you played in achieving what we achieved last year, but even at the top levels, teams playing, you know, extraordinary amount of monies, but you still have to get it right on the pitch, do you know what I mean? I think, and everyone has to come together on that, do you know what I mean? All the players, everyone, you know, the non-starters, the starters, everyone, to achieve kind of what we did last year. You must be really proud of that.
It's obviously nice to play a part in it and get the club back into the Championship and beyond, hopefully. But in terms of last year and what we achieved, yeah, as you say, we all had to buy in. We all had to buy into the manager and the coaching staff's ideas and philosophy and structures and all that sort of thing. And we had to ultimately go and do it on the pitch. And I think we showed that in abundance last year, what we all brought to the table, and got massive success from it. And as I say, we're hoping to carry that forward.
Can you remember your first conversations with the gaffer and myself?
Yeah, I do. I think the first one with the gaffer was a video call. I was on holiday with the family, and obviously there was a little bit of talk before, and then obviously the gaffer gets announced, and he wanted to have a chat, obviously with the new signings, as he always would. And I left the kids by the pool and shot upstairs just to have a quick video call with the gaffer and Craig, and yeah, obviously everything was very positive, and the ambitions all sort of aligned with where they wanted to take the club and what I wanted to achieve. And no, obviously it was really impressive, and ended up signing, and yeah, we done what we done last season, and we go on from there, and long may the success continue.
And what was our conversation? You remember?
I can't really remember, to be fair. I think you rang me, didn't you? Just say what you could offer me as a coach, and what you believed I could bring as a player. And
I think it was the normal kind of welcome aboard, good to have you on board, and
yeah,
lucky to have you really. At
100%, yeah.
As sort of League One, but obviously the ambition, the club and everything else was, you know, you're the type of player that would need to bring in to help us achieve the ambitions of the club and, you know, get out of that league and kick on really. So
we touched on where you could help me in my game, and I think obviously we showed that last year, didn't we, with the way we worked together and performances.
I think it's a frustrating start for you, do you know what I mean? Not, you know, obviously Bailey played the first part of the season, but you know, you worked from my point, you worked extremely hard and waited for an opportunity, and then when it came, you kind of grasped it, and the rest is history. And enjoyed the rest of the season. So
it's part of football, isn't it?
No, that's it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
As you get older, you accept it a little bit more. Not that I was happy not to play, I wasn't, and obviously at the moment, and James is playing, and I want to play, but
of course, yeah,
we understand the role of a goalkeeper, don't we? And it's part of a bigger picture in helping each other succeed, isn't it? And
of course,
what's best for the club down forward. So,
yeah. And essentially, the gaffer makes the decision. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing personal against each other. Do you know what I mean? We have a goalies union. Everyone kind of supports each other, works hard.
Yeah.
The gaffer makes the decision at the end of the day.
No.
If there's any gripe, you know, you go and have a chat with the gaffer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We all understand that, don't we?
Yeah.
I thought we worked well together last year, don't we? And we are this year.
It's a good environment.
Group, so
obviously, we have to mention Brad. Do you know what I mean? Cool. So yeah, so it's a good environment at the moment to work. Brilliant. And what was your standout favourite moment of last season?
I think it's hard to look past Mansfield at home when we got the Guard of Honour, and obviously the atmosphere in the stadium. I think it was that was our first home game as champions. and just the atmosphere in the stadium and the feel-good factor that we had, and obviously we went on to win that game, didn't we? But no, I think that probably stands out in my memory. That's something that I'll never forget, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that was it's hard to beat that, really. But I think for me, obviously, sealing promotion at Peterborough was a big thing. Do you know what I mean? Just as close as we were, it just seemed like an eternity. Do you know what I mean? We couldn't shake off Wickham and Wrexham and
just to officially,
you just officially, you're so close, but you're in touching distance. But you just want to kind of get there. Do you know what I mean? And I think that was a big relief for us. Do you know what I mean? Just to get that over the line, and then we can kind of concentrate on then everything else. Do you know what I mean? So brilliant. And particular personal performance that you enjoyed?
I think we spoke about it, didn't we? And I enjoyed the Wrexham game on a personal point away. It was a 1-1 draw, wasn't it? But we were under the cosh at the end quite a bit, and I remember making quite a few important saves in that period that ultimately sealed us a point. And I think at that point I feel like they were quite close, and we couldn't shake them off, and I think that gave us a little buffer, and to go and not lose that game. Obviously we wanted to win the game, but there comes a point where you're sort of thinking, right, we need to get something out of the game, and it ended up being a really good point away from home, and I feel like it was a good personal performance from myself, so I'd probably say that game.
Yeah, good. And I think it's obviously with them being one of our nearest rivals, with I think Wickham were really close at the time as well. It's important that we didn't lose that game. Do you know what I mean? And lots of noise, about who their owners are, and with our, the kind of rivalry with our owners and everything else. That was that outside kind of noise. It was a lot of pressure on that game. Do you know what I mean? And that had given them a
bit of a boost, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it was very important that we didn't lose that game. Yeah, no, I agree. And going to Wembley then, obviously didn't get the result that we wanted, but it's still special, wasn't it? And what was it like to play, at Wembley? And despite the result, not many people lots of players go throughout their whole career and don't get that opportunity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to play at Wembley for the boyhood club is a massive thing, and probably something that won't sink in fully until I finish playing, and I look back on and think, what an achievement that was to play at Wembley for Birmingham.
Rightly or wrongly, it's not an excuse, but I just think mentally, and being against Peterborough as well, subconsciously, whether we just couldn't find that extra little bit, could we? And then they score 2 worldly goals in the game, and all credit to them. Probably worthy winners on the day. Do you know what I mean? So good luck to them. But yeah, it's a disappointing result, but incredible experience though, all the same. Okay, back to the season. What was your favourite save of the season?
Favourite save was probably at home against Stockport, the double save. I think Louis Barry cut in, where it was a cutback. And Louis Barry come onto it, and I had to get all the way across the goal, sort of slow down, set, and then make a sort of really quick reaction save down to my right. And the lad got on the rebound, didn't he? And I managed to get up and get the block as well. So I'd probably say that save. I think it was quite an important time in the game. I think we were 1-0.
1-0 up, yeah. I think they were on a bit of a charge at that point as well. They were picking up a bit of momentum. Yeah, that's it. So I think, and then Louis Barry went in the back to Villa in January, and then went out again. Yeah, so that kind of
he was there
a little bit away from Stockport, didn't it?
He was their standout.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think he was the highest score at that stage. Was
so,
yeah.
So probably that save.
Yeah, that was an excellent save. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Good. And how'd you get on with your goalie coach? We can edit this.
Yeah,
delete this after if you want to tell the truth.
No, really well. I think obviously I had frustrations at the start, didn't I? When I didn't start the season last year, I was frustrated, and obviously as anyone is, but they want to play games, don't they? But now we get on really well, don't we? I think we help each other on and off the pitch. Especially you keep me grounded a little bit, don't you? And when I do get frustrated and stuff, but We obviously had a very successful run last year, didn't we? And this year, it's a different dynamic, isn't it? With Leeds coming in and obviously Brad being there. But no, I think we've got a really good group.
I think we had a discussion at the start of last season. Obviously, your frustrations were there clearly because you wanted to play. Do you know what I mean? You dropped down to League One, and things didn't pan out at the start of the season the way you'd hoped. And we had a conversation, and from my perspective, I tried to make that clear that I've no bias towards anyone. I just want to help you all the same. Do you know what I mean? And the manager will make a decision on who plays. So let's not hold that against each other. Let's not let that come between us. Anything you need, just kind of let me know. And I think that kind of helped, I think, our relationship. Do you know what I mean? And it's grown to get stronger and stronger as we've gone on. Do you know what I mean? I think we've got a good goalies union, as they say now, in there. Everyone works hard, everyone supports each other, and obviously everyone wants to play, do you know what I mean? But only one can play, so the manager makes the call, and kind of we have to go with it. So
we all understand that, don't we?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Bees was frustrated at the start of this season.
Yeah,
I'm probably slightly frustrated now, but we know the role. We know that only one can play, and as long as we're both pushing to play, I think we're going to both help each other, aren't we? Learn,
absolutely.
And move, and Brad as well. Obviously, trains unbelievably every day, doesn't he? So
he's a good lad as well, isn't he?
Great lad. So we've got a good group.
I think you're all
group, so.
in the group with the players and stuff like that. You all get on well with them. They are a good group of lads.
Yeah, I think it goes a long way, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, that helps. So with what we 15 games into the season now, how do you reflect on the start that we've had as a team?
I feel like it's been a bit up and down. I think there's a hell of a lot of positives to take from it. There's obviously been some moments where we've probably let ourselves down a little bit, but again, that's just adjusting to the league, to the level. New faces coming in the building, and I think we're finding our footing, and I think we're showing real promise on what we can actually achieve this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think it doesn't seem. I don't feel like in any game that we've kind of been run all over. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I think there's a little bit difficult way. I think Preston give us a tough time physically the second half. Do you know what I mean?
Bees done really well with all the balls coming into the box. I thought Bees did quite well that game.
I think as a team they all kind of dug in, rolled the sea and showed a different side to us, which we didn't have to do too many times last year. No, so
just a different.
Yeah, that's this level again, isn't it? A little bit more quality, a little bit more pace. Yeah. Certain areas and stuff. So the contract extension takes you to 2028. What do you hope to have achieved by that time?
Obviously, I want the club to be in the Premier League, and I think that's the ambitions that everyone has. And I feel proud and privileged to be able to hopefully be a part of that. As I said previously, I still think I have a lot to offer on the pitch. And also off the pitch, I feel like I'm good in the dressing room. I'm a leader. I can help the younger lads, and as I say, really proud to be able to extend my stay.
No, you've thoroughly deserved that. And finally, touching on the long-term project that the club has and their ambition, and everything else, you've answered a little bit. But how exciting is that, both as a player and as a fan, as a Blues fan yourself?
Hugely. I was just speaking to Dale about some of the plans that they have going forward with the sports quarter and stuff, and it's obviously a massive project, massive ambition that the club is showing, and it's excited to be a part of as a player and a fan, because in years to come, when I'm bringing my kids to watch the games, and hopefully I can see it in all its glory. Yeah. Hopefully still being a part of it somehow. But it's obviously really exciting times for the club. And proud to play my little part in it so far.
Oh, brilliant. And the transition in such a small space of time with the new owners coming in has been incredible. I've got family and friends that have been coming to Blues for a long time, and where they rock up at 5 to 3. Years gone by. Now they're there by midday, just having a few drinks. Yeah. There's so much going on around the place, so much money being invested in the club and in the whole project. that feel good factor, and you know, everyone's kind of buying into it.
Yeah.
The players are buying into it. Everyone's kind of buying into it, and hopefully we can continue on that trajectory and get to the promised land that everyone is looking for. So,
Exciting times.
brilliant, mate. Congratulations on your new deal. Very deserved.
Cheers,
Let's
mate.
go.